In South Africa, former President Jacob Zuma has described all allegations of corruption against him as a conspiracy aimed at removing him from the political scene. He made this statement at an inquiry which was investigating allegations that he oversaw a web of corruption during his term in office.
This has got to be the most watched day at the Zondo Commission of Inquiry into state capture. 80 witnesses and 132 days of questioning later, as the former president Jacob Zuma came in to say his own side of the story on the various allegations against him regarding corruption. The former president, who was at some point an intelligence chief for the African National Congress, spent over 2 hours painting himself as a victim of a grand conspiracy and plan to get rid of him in many ways, including murder, and to discredit him. A plan he blames on 3 intelligence agencies, 1 local under apartheid and 2 international.
It is possible that I've been vilified, alleged to be the king of corrupt people. I'm the most corrupt. I've been given every other name, and I'd never responded to those issues. Firstly, because I believe it is important that we all respect one another, that we must say things we know about other people, not just tell things that we cannot prove.
On his relationship with the Guptas, Mr. Zuma insisted he's had no dealings that were illegal with the family, whom he says were also close to former presidents Nelson Mandela and Thabo Mbeki.
Members of this family were brought to my residence in Oliver Tambo when I was the deputy president, where I saw them for the first time. They were coming from Mahlambandlovu, from President Mbeki. The person who introduced them was Isop Pahad. They were introduced as good business people, but they were also comrades, members of the ANC. And that's how some of my family members got to know them. The young man was still very young at the time, was there, saw them and introduced them. That's why when he wanted a job, he remembered that they had said they ran this kind of a company, of IT company.
At a park close by, his supporters, some of whom had traveled from his home province, KwaZulu-Natal, waited patiently to be addressed by him. Questioning for the former president has begun on the testimony of the former head of the Government Communication and Information Services, GCIS, Mr. Themba Maseko, who had claimed that the president in a phone call had asked for contract or advert contract favors for the Guptas, a claim Mr. Zuma neither confirms nor denies. The session continues probably for the rest of this week. From Johannesburg, South Africa, Betty Dibia, Channels Television News.